So what I have to say right now is probably going to trigger you. But what if your overwhelm isn't because life is so chaotic, but it's because you're trying to control and squeeze the life out of every single thing that's happening around you? So in today's episode of Cozy Notes, we're talking about the difference between taking life seriously and squeezing the joy out of it because you want to control every single facet of it. And if everything feels urgent and important, maybe it's time to ask yourself, is it really? So if you're new here, I'm Suan. This is Cozy Notes, a cozy little space for us to talk about mindful living, intentional living, slow living, whatever you want to call it. I'm so glad you're here. So let's dive in. So I want to talk to you about the death grip mindset. I feel like a lot of us have it. I know I used to have it as well. And it's where we learn to grip tightly. Like we just want to control everything. We want to control our time. We want to control our schedule. We want to control the people around us. We want to control everything. So when we feel like we're in control, then life gets easier. But the thing is, it doesn't. When we try to control everything, we're not making life easier. We're making it harder. We're making it harder. And, we feel like it feels safe to manage everything in our lives, our schedules, our outcomes, our people's opinions of us, etc. But it actually leads to more anxiety and less peace. More anxiety and less peace. And it's a lie. If I stay on top of it, I'll be okay. No. You won't. White knuckling your way through life doesn't make you more successful or happier. It makes you more freaking exhausted. So, story time. I grew up in, well, I wouldn't say my house is that strict. Compared to some of my friends, especially those that grew up in very religious households, their houses were very, very strict. In my home, it was strict compared to my other friends because I had a wide variety of friends growing up. I had the super religious friends and I had the friends of hippies, the kids of hippies, right? So two totally different extremes. And so compared to my super religious friends, my life was not strict at all. Compared to my hippie friends, my life was super strict. So my dad was in the military. He was already out by the time I was born. And my mom is from Vietnam. So different culture, right? So our house was always tidy. My dad kept a tight ship. My mom kept a tight ship. We didn't have a lot of things. We were tidy. Everything was always clean and presentable, all the time. And luckily, I was an only child, so my mom didn't have to keep up with like 3 kids trying to get them to be organized and clean and stuff like that. There's just me. And I was messy compared to my parents because they were neat and tidy people. And I'm the one that would have pull out all my clothes and try to figure out what I'm going to wear, or have like my toys or my books or whatever all over the place. And so anyways, I was trained to also be a clean and tidy person. And before kids, I would clean the house weekly. I would sweep the floor daily. I would do the laundry, wash all the bedding and do all the things like every week. The yard was nice and tidy. Just everything had a home and had a place and there wasn't a bunch of extra stuff. And then I had kids. And that's hard to keep up. But I tried my best to keep up to the standards that I grew up in. And it was stressful. It caused a lot of arguments between me and my partner. It just caused me to be very angry all the time with my kids. And it's like, why can't they just keep the house clean? Why can't they get it? And yeah, it was just me with my death grip, trying to control everything and trying to control how clean our house is and making sure everyone does their job and things get put away and all that stuff. And it was exhausting. It was really exhausting. Relationships weren't best at that time. And it wasn't until I let go. And I think it happened when my cousin was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer. I'm not good at speaking. My cousin was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer. And in that year, just like watching her kind of fade away, basically. It was just really hard. And I just realized like all the little things that all of us used to get upset about, you know, the things that we try to control and we couldn't control, didn't really matter. They were pointless, you know, they were pointless. And so after that, I just kind of stopped. I kind of stopped, but I kind of swung to the opposite side of the pendulum. And I just stopped caring, just stopped wanting to do those things, stopped wanting to keep up our home and make it like picture perfect, stopped wanting to, you know, be the perfect hostess and stopped wanting to control every facet of my life. But, you know, after swinging towards the opposite end of the pendulum, you know, I found myself back in the middle where, yeah, I do want a nice, clean, tidy house, but also I can't control everything. I can't like freak out about it. I can't get upset when things aren't the way I want them to be because it's not all about me. There's like 4 other people that live here, right? Sure, I can train my kids to do the things the way I like them to do, but at the same rate, they're their own individual, right? They're going to do things their way. My way isn't the only way to be doing things. And yeah, it's just letting go. Letting go. And it's hard. I mean, there's times where I do find myself like, you know, like right now, I need to clean the kitchen floor. It's really bothering me and I got to do it. And I'm going to be doing it after I finish recording this podcast because it's like every time I go in the kitchen, it's like, it just kind of makes me, just kind of makes me feel off. So anyways, it's not all about micromanaging your life, your entire life to live well. Like that's not what we want to do, right? We don't want to micromanage. We want more ease. We want more clarity. We want better results. And yes, my house isn't as clean as it used to be, but my relationships are better. And I will take good, healthy relationships over a super tidy, clean house any day. Any day. So how can you loosen your grip without letting everything go? Well, start by identifying where you're gripping the hardest. Is it your schedules? Is it your kids? Is it your spouse? Is it your work? Is it yourself? Is it everything? Ask, is this truly urgent or just familiar to worry about? And then try this. I can care deeply without clinging so tightly. I can care about having a nice clean house without death gripping it. I can care, you know, about my job without strangling it and worrying about every little thing that's happening, right? I can't control everything, and that's okay. I can only control my actions and my choices. And try practicing softer structure. Like we need structure in life. Like our kids need structure. We all need structure. Because without structure, we're just like waking up going, oh, I don't know what's going on today. We need some sort of structure, but the structure doesn't need to be rigid. And we need to have flexible, soft structure. You know, things that are kind of bendable or kind of like a rubber band, elastic, right? So we don't want our structure to be too rigid because then we feel confined and it's just uncomfortable. It's like being stuck in a box, right? So rhythms, we want rhythms instead of rigid routines. We want space for things to unfold where we trust what's going to happen. We trust the choices our family makes and not force them to do things or force things to happen the way we think it should happen. And then we also need to let things just be good enough without trying to perfect them because there's no such thing as perfection, but we always try to strive for perfection, right? But there's no such thing as it. So why do we strive for it? I don't know. But things are good enough. I have to tell myself constantly, good enough, good enough, good enough, good enough, good enough, good enough, close it, delete, send, whatever, good enough. So remember, you don't have to white knuckle your way through life. Like, please don't. You can be intentional without being rigid. You can be responsible without being consumed with your responsibilities. And when we loosen our grip, look at that, we make space. No space, space. We make space for clarity, for connection, and for the kind of life that actually feels freaking good. And so if you're ready to stop gripping so hard and start rooting in what really matters, I invite you to join us in Anchor In. We're already in the midst of it, but you can easily catch up. And I think this is week 3 when this episode drops. It'll be week 3. Or is it week 2? Week 3, week 1, week 2. I don't know. Week 2, I think it is, of Anchor In. And if you're unfamiliar what Anchor In is, that means you're not following me on Instagram, which you should be, or here on YouTube, which you should be. Anchor In is my 6-week guided audio experience on Telegram. All you have to do is download the app, join the channel, and you get Monday through Friday, you get little voice notes from me, gently encouraging you to live a life that feels freaking good. So if you're interested, I'll drop the link down in the description or the show notes, however you're listening to this. And if you're listening to this on Apple Podcast or Spotify, I would love it if you left a review. It means the world to me, and it's free and it's easy and it helps get my podcast out there more. And if you're watching this on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.